Hey, everybody. A little lipstick there. Welcome to Cocktails in the War Room. Oh, and I got hair flying around. I'm a damn mess tonight. Happy Saturday night. Every night at 8:30, we get together on Facebook, even if it's a weekend, because, well, where the hell else are any of us going, really? I mean, normally on a Saturday night, we would be out at amazing shows. We'd be at bars watching bands. We'd be getting together with our friends, going to restaurants, going to the movies. And now we're hanging out in my war room. And you guys are watching me drink more of Fernandez's yummy sangria. I had a Shirley Temple last night. I let my liver rest. And now it's Saturday night and I'm having a cocktail. How are you guys doing? Hi, Monica from Worcester. Frank, I'm doing okay. Today was busy. I got a lot of stuff done around the house. I have been very productive, or at least trying to be very productive. There isn't a stitch of dirty laundry. I was able to make an appointment to donate blood today, which has not been easy because blood drives have all been canceled and you have to go to a donation center, but you can only go if you get an appointment. And a lot of the appointments have been booked out. And Governor Baker went to one of the donation sites and they said, you know what, if you want to donate blood, just keep trying until you get an appointment. You can't just show up and donate blood because they need to be prepared for the people that they're going to have there. So I couldn't get an appointment for a couple of weeks, but it made me feel really good that I got an appointment. And so in a couple of weeks, I'll be leaving the house to go donate blood. So that made me feel really good, like I did something productive today. My family is on a big message chain, and I believe we're going to have virtual Easter dinner this year, depending on how things go. So that kind of bummed me out a little bit, but it's nice to be able to kind of, digitally get together with everybody. So if you guys would like to donate blood, just go on the Red Cross's website, and you have to just keep going further and further and further out until you can find a date where they're still where they still have appointments open. And then just make an appointment. I had to wait a couple weeks, but at least I know that in a couple weeks I'm going to be going to do that. So so that was really good. But otherwise, I took the dogs out, kind of ran them around before the rain started, just got them the hell out of the house for a while. I had a chance to see some of my neighbors. We kind of all converged in the cul-de-sac at a safe distance apart, but it was kind of nice to just be around other people, even if we weren't kind of standing next to each other. I have to tell you the story. My neighbor lit a fire in her fireplace, and she was there with her hubs, and they all of a sudden heard this flapping noise, and they had just lit the fire in the fireplace, and they were like, what the hell is that noise? And then all of a sudden, this fucking duck flies down the chimney and flies out the fireplace and into their house. It was a duck. This could only happen to a masshole. Seriously, it couldn't happen to anybody else. So then, of course, she grabs her camera phone and he grabs a sheet and she's videotaping him running around the house with a sheet trying to trap this duck. And the duck is fine. The duck didn't get burned. They had just lit the fire, so probably the smoke and some of the heat went up the chimney and it scared the duck. But the duck got in from up above the chimney and down, and then came down, obviously couldn't get back up for some reason, and came down into their house. So the duck did not get burned. The duck was trapped safely, and they got the duck outside. So as far as I know, the duck is fine. But I thought it was crazy that my neighbors had a duck fly in their freaking house through the chimney, which is hilarious. So there are a lot of people getting into the Facebook Live thing and doing some pretty cool things. So I wanted to run down a list to kind of keep you connected with all of the music that's out there. So obviously we know Pearl Jam released their new album yesterday, Gigaton. Nine Inch Nails is releasing Ghosts 5 Together and Ghosts 6 Locust, the two albums, available for free downloads everywhere. So if you want to go and grab some free Nine Inch Nails albums, they put them up everywhere you can download Nine Inch Nails. The Bad Wolves are going to do a live concert on Friday called Live from Quarantine. I believe that's going to be on their Facebook page. So that's the Bad Wolves if you are wanting to check those guys out. Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers has started a virtual book club on his Instagram. So if you want to get into some reading with Flea from the Chili's, then you can do that on his Instagram. The Rock, I mean, if I'm going to be stuck in the house, The Rock is doing his cheat meal live on Instagram tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And I don't know if this is porn for anyone else, but you know that I'm watching his IG tomorrow because I just want to watch The Rock eat. I'm not going to find out what he smells like, at least not anytime soon. So I might as well watch him eat. So if you want to watch The Rock eat his cheat meal, you can do that tomorrow at 5. And then I thought this was really funny. Post Malone is hosting a virtual beer pong tournament for charity. And guess who's going to be there? If you guessed Gronk, you're absolutely correct. And they're doing it to raise money for COVID-19 relief, to get supplies and to help, researchers and all of the people that are on the front lines of this. So I thought that was really cool. So you can watch Gronk play Post Malone in virtual beer pong for charity. And there's going to be other artists that are taking part in that as well. Let's see. If you are celebrating your birthday today, because every day we like to toast you on your birthday, you celebrate it with Lady Gaga. So there you go. That's all I could find. So happy birthday to you and happy birthday to Lady Gaga. There's fruit in here. I'm telling you, my buddy Fernandez has just got to quit his day job and just make freaking sangria. I'm telling you, it's so good. You know what I did today? I got to put pictures of them up. I baked chocolate croissants today. You know, I have gotten to a new level of boredom when I'm in the kitchen rolling croissants with dark chocolate chips in them. And I got to tell you, they are really good. So I'm going to pat myself on the back for making delicious croissants today because they were fantastic. Also, not only is it your birthday possibly and Lady Gaga's, but you were also born on the anniversary of Led Zeppelin's release, Houses of the Holy, which came out on this date in 1973. So absolutely fantastic day to be born if today is in fact your birthday and you're celebrating it by yourself. This I wanted to talk about because it's serious. I took a lot of flack last night for some reason. People said I got all political last night. What? All I did was tell you why it is that I'm choosing to stay in the house. There's going to be, prepare yourself, a condom shortage. Not a joke. So forget the toilet paper, forget the disinfectant wipes, forget the paper towels and all the other stupid stuff you're stockpiling, because you need to start buying condoms because they are about to become currency. Because there is a manufacturing plant in Malaysia called Carix BHD. And this place makes 1 in 5 of the world's condoms. And they have been closed for a week, and they have already not produced 100 million condoms because the government has locked down the country. 1 in 5 of the world's condoms are not being produced right now. Not that you want to have sex with anyone right now, because you don't want, unless you're going to do it in hazmat suits and you're just going to cut little holes or whatever, but you don't want these people coughing on you. But 1 in 5 condoms in the world is not being produced. It's time to panic, people. Seriously. I don't know how this is affecting Tinder at all, but tomorrow night, the iHeart Live in Your Living Room concert is happening, and they added another artist. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters is going to be on there. Elton John's going to host it. It's on at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day is also going to be on there. So at least there's a little rock and roll representation. Can I talk to you guys about Tiger King? Because I have not watched it yet. And everyone I know is telling me that I need to watch Tiger King on Netflix. Now, I went on Netflix, and it is by far the most popular thing being viewed on Netflix, but all I did was watch the trailer, and it scared the crap out of me that these people are real. So if you have watched Tiger King on Netflix, let me know if I should watch it or not, because the trailer totally freaked me out. But in the freak out, like, I kind of want to watch it. It's like a car accident where you're like, you don't want to watch, but you're like kind of like this, and you're just hoping it's not that bad, because then you'll feel like crap that you actually looked. But the trailer, I was like, these people can't be freaking real, but they are. So John's telling me I need to watch it. Josh Smith that says Joe Exotic for POTUS 2020. I don't know, man. Yes, I'm one episode in, says Penny. Allison says, yes, watch it. Pat says, missing the bunny suit. I didn't have that bad of a day, so I didn't need to cheer myself up, so I'm not wearing the bunny suit tonight. But I might bust it out again. You just never know. Colleen says, my husband thinks it is hysterical. And Chris says, yes, you should. And so does Will. So I guess I'm going to dive headfirst into Tiger King on Netflix, and I will give you guys a full report. I'm just afraid I might lose some IQ points if I watch it, which is probably the truth, but I'll check it out. All right, so in case you missed the announcement yesterday, the big gig, the WAF big gig that was supposed to be at the DCU Center on April 25th has been postponed. It is postponed until April 24th of 2021. Definitely confirmed Godsmack and Hailstorm, Theory of a Dead Man, I get the hiccups. Theory of a Dead Man, Dirty Honey, and Dinosaur Pileup have not confirmed yet, but it's just really hard for bands to figure out logistics of tours that are going to be 13 months away when the entire industry is still shut down and they don't know when it's going to get back up and running. But keep your tickets. All the details are up at WAAF.com, and I put links up on all of my social media pages too, at Mistress Carrie on Twitter, at Mistress Carrie WAAF on Facebook, and on Instagram if you want the details. So speaking of concerts and my retro concert shirts, last night I promised you that tonight we would talk about the best concert you have ever seen in your life. I wore the shirt from the best concert I have ever seen in my life, and that would be Woodstock 94. It was amazing. August 13th and 14th in upstate New York. I went with a bunch of friends. I experienced the mud. I experienced the naked people, all of the weed. There was just bales of it in people's tents. It was like they were sleeping in the mud as long as the weed was dry in the tent. And the lineup was just amazing. The highlight of it for me was Peter Gabriel, who was the last performer, because he was basically the only performer that didn't get wet because it stopped raining at sunset on the Sunday night. And Peter Gabriel came out, and it was just unreal. And his whole performance, I've gone back and watched it quite a few times on YouTube. If you look up on YouTube, Peter Gabriel, Woodstock 94, full performance, it's there. And what the hell else do you have to do? But you should check it out. It's really, really good. The Chili Peppers with the light bulbs, Trent Reznor diving into the mud and then getting up on stage, Green Day and the sod fight, Santana. I mean, if you were too young to remember Woodstock 99, go and look at the lineup. It was unreal. Persona non grata says, oh my God, I was at the Woodstock mudslide. It was unbelievable. It was so good. So that is the best concert I've ever seen. John says Pink Floyd 94 at Foxborough. I was there handing out bumper stickers. That was the Division Bell tour, right? And that was the same summer that the Rolling Stones were on the Voodoo Lounge tour, and they played all within like a week of each other. And the AAF street team was literally at, Foxborough Stadium at the time, like almost every night. But yeah, that Pink Floyd, because I believe it rained at the Pink Floyd show in 94 in Foxborough, and the lasers looked amazing. Let's see. Did you see Aerosmith? Many times. Dropkick Murphys and Aerosmith, Xfinity Center 2009. Great show, says Ash. Lynn says that she was at Woodstock 99. Didn't know if I would make it out. I was there for Woodstock 99 as well. And we actually broke the story. WAF actually broke the story about the riot because MTV and all of the other media outlets had already pulled the plug on their broadcast by that time on Sunday. And so they weren't even there to announce the riots and the fires. And I have some crazy pictures of those fires. Let's see. Aerosmith 1989, Springfield Civic Center. John says Amnesty concert in Philly in 88. He's Peter Gabriel, Sting, Bruce Springsteen. Awesome show, he says. Big Field Day in Brockton was amazing, says Heather. That was a good one. I remember that one. 9 Inch Nails and David Bowie, 95 at Great Woods. Yes, so good. Let's see. I'm trying to scroll back on the comments because they're coming in so fast. Jeff Goss says, how about AC/DC? So let me tell you a AC/DC story. So when I was a roadie, before I was on the air at AAF, just in case people don't realize, in the mid 90s, when I was on the AAF street team, my full-time job, I used to build stages and rig lights and drive trucks for concerts. And I used to work on the crew down at the Meadows in Hartford. And I would run like the spotlights and all of that kind of stuff. And one of the hardest lighting jobs I have ever had was running a spotlight for Angus Young of AC/DC. And I remember the lighting director in my headphones. We were up in the rafters and he was just yelling at me because I couldn't move the spotlight fast enough to keep up with him because he was literally just running everywhere. And same venue, when Pearl Jam did their anti-Ticketmaster tour, they played down at the Meadows in Hartford, and there was a riot, and the police came in and pepper sprayed everybody in the crowd, and all of the roadies got pepper sprayed as well. And we didn't get all of Pearl Jam's gear out of there until almost sunrise because all of the guys that were doing all of the rigging to be able to pull all the stuff down out of the ceiling, the PA and the lights and everything, they were all there for the show, and they all got pepper sprayed, and all of their eyes were giant and swollen, and they couldn't see. So just a couple old roadie stories. Gomez is watching. What's up, Gomez? I miss you. It was so good to see him and all of the other guys that showed up the last night AF was on the air. It was very cool. Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, Mansfield at Great Woods. Ooh, I was at this show. Keel and Bon Jovi at Great Woods in 87. I was there for that one. Mark Strait, Rolling Stones, 1972, Boston Garden. The opener was Stevie Wonder. Damn you! Sean says Metallica, Danzig, Suicidal Tendencies at some shit fairground in New Hampshire. It was terrible. The parking lot was worse. Lou says Page and Plant at the Hartfield Civic Center in 1995. Oh, that's awesome. An emotional one for me, says Ken, was Godsmack right after 9/11 in Manchester, New Hampshire, which was just a couple days before Local Bazooka. Like that whole week, people didn't know if they should cancel shows. It was just crazy. Kiss and Aerosmith at the Xfinity Center. Can't remember the year, but a great show, says Brizzy. Let's see. Tool at the Songus in 2002 was my first rock and metal show. I was blown away, says Ash. I was at that show too, and they were amazing. But if you've ever seen Tool, it's just kind of hard to... Jen says, don't laugh, but I dragged my husband to Madonna. He must love you. Like something fierce, Jen. He must love you. Lynn says, Korn at Great Woods in Mansfield. Absolutely, they are always great. Nick says, Tattoo the Earth and the Big Field Day at the old racetrack 99 and 2000 at Suffolk Downs. Yes, we were talking about that last night because in 2000, the Tattoo the Earth tour, all the tattoo artists couldn't tattoo anybody in Massachusetts because it was still illegal. So all the tattoo artists, these world-class artists, were just sitting backstage getting wasted because they couldn't do anything else. And that was the night that me and the guys from Head PE and Slipknot got drunk off of Orange Pedialyte and vodka backstage. I believe Seven Dust was on that bill as well. Great show. Bon Jovi, the free show at Boston City Hall Plaza. Yes. My first concert, which was with WAF, I believe. Pantera with Neurosis. Yes, I believe you are correct. These are good ones. Slash opening up for Aerosmith in 2015. Ooh, this is a good one. Metallica and COC in Providence in 96. Yes. Rush Vapor Trails opening night at the Meadows, says John Hester. My first concert, Carrie, the Who Sullivan Stadium, 1989. Damn. People are like, Sullivan Stadium? Yes. A couple names ago. Black Sabbath with Dio at the Orpheum. I still have my Ozzy No More Tears, No More Tours shirt from when he played the Orpheum too, which, can you believe we saw Ozzy at the Orpheum? It's just crazy. Jethro Tull, Hampton Beach Casino, 1972, Aqualung, last show at the casino for many years after that show. Shinedown and Evanescence in Boston, says RK. AC/DC 96 Slash opened at the Garden. Saw Rat at the Alternate Route in Weymouth. Oh, remember that place? We used to go there all the time. You guys have been to some good shows. Off Fest, Slipknot, Disturbed, Linkin Park, Mudvayne in Manchester, New Hampshire at Singer Park. Yes, fantastic. He says Slipknot hasn't been in Manchester since. Well, if you go to a Slipknot show unprepared, you could get yourself in some trouble. Ooh, this is a good one. Danzig, COC, and Biohazard at the Roxy Halloween 99. Hell yes. The Roxy is now Royale, which is across the street from the Wang. And we had some awesome Halloween parties at the Roxy. Just fantastic shows down there. William says saw Danzig in Brockton. These are some great ones. Aerosmith, Rockin' a Hard Place in Virginia Beach. Wasp with Accept and Metal Shirts at the City Club on Lansdowne Street. That is old school. Heaven and Hell, a.k.a. Black Sabbath with Alice Cooper and Dio at the Tweeter Center Great Woods in 2007. These are good ones. If you can find videos of your favorite concert, like I was telling you about Peter Gabriel at Woodstock 94, I wore the retro shirt for you. I will put that link up for you. Put your links up too so that everybody can watch them. 9 Inch Nails on Lansdowne Street, says Joe. Yes. The Deftones with their surprise gorilla performance at Axis. Yes, amazing. Incubus and System of a Down, Middle East Downstairs, says Ralph. Holy crap. System of a Down at the Middle East Downstairs. I can't even imagine. Ozzy with Queensryche at the Providence Civic Center. Okay, can we talk about Queensryche on the Operation Mindcrime tour where they did the whole album? Holy crap, that was awesome. Marilyn Manson with Pantera, 2007 at the DCU Center. I was at that one as well. Genesis, the first Phil Collins reunion, 2007 reunion tour at the TD Garden. Extreme at the Channel, Mary Sidlow. That is awesome. I will dig out my Extreme t-shirt from 1987 when they played my high school. I know I still have it somewhere, and I will find it for you. Jeff says, I am loving all these concerts. Me too. Kix, Britney Fox, and Judas Priest, says Jim. That is awesome. REM at the Orpheum in 84, shared a beer backstage, says Deb. That is hilarious. Alice Cooper, MTV recorded Freedom at the Boston Garden. Oh, here you go, Michael. He says Aaron Lewis at Camp Arifjan in Kuwait. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Camp Arifjan Camp Cupcake? I can't remember. But yes, Aaron did go on one of those USO tours. A lot of bands have actually done those. Shinedown did it and called me from when they were embedded with the troops in Iraq. I bumped into Drowning Pool in Iraq in 2006. Five Finger Death Punch did it. I believe Kid Rock did it as well. Let's see. Ooh, somebody just put the link up to Pink Floyd at Foxborough in 94, so go and watch that later. BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive, opened up for Van Halen with Sammy Hagar on the 5150 tour at the Centrum somewhere around 85. It was awesome. See, there's some good shows. Unfortunately for us, at least right now, all of these shows are getting postponed. But when we finally all get let out of the house, we are going to want to go and see some bands. There are just too many of them. Let's see. Desert Trip in Palm Desert, California. Bob Dylan, Paul McCartney, Rolling Stones, Roger Waters, The Who, and Neil Young, says Mark Strait. And absolutely no one was smoking pot at that show at all. Maiden tickets, won them from Mike Shue. Last harder, faster ever, says Chris Bishop. That is awesome. Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, Halloween Hootenanny, October 2010 with the Murder Dolls opening up. Fantastic show. Yes! God, I can't wait to go to a concert again. It's killing me. Before I forget, I want to show you guys the thing in the war room tonight. I couldn't bring it over with me, so I'm going to have to walk over and show it to you. When you name a room in your house the war room, people tend to buy you cool things. And my sister bought this for me. This is the light switch in the war room. And it is a missile launch button with a dimmer. So sometimes I just press it because I don't know if it has mystery powers and I'm actually blowing some shit up somewhere or if I'm just turning on the light. But that's the light switch in the war room. It's pretty badass. So I got to thank my sister because she finds the craziest things on the internet and gives really good Christmas presents. So there you go. Robert Plant at the Orpheum. I was at that show too, and I have the t-shirt. You guys are bringing me back with all of these old shows because I have a lot of these shirts still in my closet. I have got a wardrobe of old concert shirts. We could be doing these live videos on Facebook for months and I'll never wear the same t-shirt twice. I can't bring myself to throw them away. But then there are all of those people that are on the internet that'll take all your old concert shirts and they'll make like a patterned quilt out of them, which I always thought was cool, but there's part of me that doesn't want to cut up my old shirts. So keep them coming. We also got to find a drink tonight. We got to find a drink tonight. So every night I go through the American Bartender's Handbook and give you guys a drink recipe. I apologize. I did not pick one in advance. So I'm going to do what I did the first night, just stick my finger in the book and pick one for you. Let's see. Oh, all right, here you go. The Iron Lady. This sounds pretty badass. Let's see. All right, how do you pronounce this? Because obviously I've either had too much sangria or I'm just an idiot. Noix de Coco. Is it Noix de Coco? I know it's not Knox, right? Anyway, an ounce of whatever that is. White cream de coco, cream de cassis, and cream, 2 ounces. That sounds very creamy. If you are lactose intolerant, don't drink that. No one in the house wants to be quarantined with you if you drink that. It says shake the ingredients and strain into a highball glass. Whew. If you have any problems digesting dairy at all, you are going to use all the toilet paper you stockpiled if you drink an Iron Lady. Don't do it because it is bad for you. All right, more concerts coming in. Iron Maiden at the Barclays Center with Ghost opening, says Joe. Yes. Chris Cornell at the Hanover Theater the November before his death, said Kelly. It broke my heart that I couldn't go to that show. I had tickets for it, and I couldn't go. But he did, I did get to see him a couple times. One, at that private show that we did, the acoustic Soundgarden thing that we did at the Sinclair in Harvard Square. And then there was that time that he played solo acoustic private show for just me on the air in the AAF studio. So I can't really complain very much, but I heard that Hanover Theater show was just unbelievable. John Paul Jones at the Paradise in 99 and Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes the next night in Worcester. Okay, we need to talk about the Black Crowes back in their heyday. Now, we have not yet talked about how 2020 has absolutely sucked. And we had joked, I even put a poll up about how AAF going off the air kind of triggered the end of the world. We have not even scratched the surface because the Robinson brothers announced that they were putting the Black Crowes back together and going on tour this summer before AAF went off the air. So did the Robinson brothers getting back together and burying the hatchet, did they trigger the end of the world? Maybe they did. Ooh, here you go. Joe Delaney, Godsmack at CR Goodies in Fitchburg. Holy crap, I was at that show. COC and Clutch at the Palladium in the mid-90s. Let's see. Evanescence at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. I can't remember the year. The best concert I have ever seen, says Stacy. Chris says Tori Amos at the Greek Theater in LA in 96. She's fantastic live if you haven't seen her yet. She is awesome. Foo Fighters opened by Serge Tankian in 2007 in Lowell. Adrian says Ozfest 2001. All of those Ozfests to me are just this blur because we were always broadcasting live from backstage, these marathon broadcasts with all of the bands. And those Ozfests, it's just like, which one was it? Because they were all crazy. Ozzy, Zombie, and Mudvayne in Manchester, New Hampshire, says Josh Smith. Deborah says John Entwistle from The Who at the Iron Horse in Northampton. I saw Bela Fleck and the Flecktones at the Iron Horse in Northampton, and they were awesome too, if you're into banjos. Really, really cool. Godsmack and Shinedown at the Xfinity when they sang Simple Man to You, says Ryan. That video is up on YouTube, I know for sure. And that, I told Brent from Shinedown the last day we were on the air at AAF, that was one of the highlights of my entire life. I don't know if I will ever experience anything like that, but if you were at that show, it was unbelievable. AC/DC Foxborough 2008, says Jason. Judas Priest and Queensryche at Great Woods in 2005. Wayne says, my brother saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers at Spit on Lansdowne. Where was Spit on Lansdowne? Was that before I was old enough to get in? Back when I was in college, the only place that let me get in underage was the Channel. I got into the Rat, I think, once maybe. Fear Factory Chevelle at Ozfest, not sure what year it was, says Bob Edwards. REM at Great Woods in 95. Oh my God, Kenny, yes. 9 Inch Nails, 94 at the Garden. I was there. It was 9 Inch Nails on the Downward Spiral tour. Marilyn Manson opened up and the Jim Rose Circus was there. And it was the last musical concert at the old Garden. And they put all the seats down because they didn't want to have a mosh pit at the Garden. And Trent Reznor went out and said, I should have known not to have this concert in a fucking sporting arena. I want you guys to be able to dance. And I was like 3 rows up from the floor in one of the loges. And all of a sudden you just started hearing snap, 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 snap. And then you just saw people handing chairs back. And all of the staff from the old Garden came down the loges and went on the floor, not to break it up, but they were taking the chairs that the fans were ripping apart and making them in a pile behind the house mix. And all of a sudden, within 3 minutes of Trent Reznor saying anything, the entire floor of the old Garden was a mosh pit for 9 Inch Nails. It was unbelievable. That show was amazing. It was 9 Inch Nails, Jim Rose Circus, Marilyn Manson, 94 at the old Garden. Unreal. Good one, Kenny. That's fantastic. You guys are killing it. Chili Peppers at the Living Room in Providence, says Ron. That's a good one. Alice in Chains, Deftones, Mastodon at Mohegan Sun in 2010. I saw that tour, but not at that one. Let's see. Tom Petty at the old Garden. Woodstock 99, best concert ever, says Johnny. Bon Jovi at Gillette with Sheryl Crow opening. Remember those summer sanitarium shows that they did? I believe that was after they built Gillette. Am I wrong? But those shows was Kid Rock and Korn and Metallica. Those shows were awesome. Bob says Roger Waters, The Wall. It was a really good tour and show. Yes, it was. Let's see. Wayne says, yes, Spit was on Lansdowne Street in around 1983. That was before my time. I wish I had been down there, but I didn't get to go down on Lansdowne Street and get into any shows until the early 90s. Carrie, please don't hate country, but George Strait's farewell concert at Gillette Stadium with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, says Jeff. Jeff, I'm trying not to judge you. This is a no judgment zone right now, so I'm not going to judge you. Damage Plan at Local Bazooka in 2004. That's the concert, Rob, that I was telling you guys the story about how I introduced my mom to Dimebag Darrell. And she asked him, if you missed that, and you can go back and watch these Cocktails in the War Room videos from days ago, where I said, Mom, this is Dimebag Darrell. Dimebag, this is my mom. And my mom asked him if she should call him Darrell, Dime, or Mr. Bag. And I almost died. And he said, you can call me whatever you want, Mistress Carrie's mama. And then he picked her up and hugged her. So anyway, yes, that show, 94 at Local Bazooka, that was at the Fitchburg Airport, was fantastic. I can't wait to go back and reread all of these comments afterwards, because you guys are killing it with the old concerts. These are awesome. So don't forget, Bad Wolves is going to be live next Friday online for a concert. The iHeart Live in Your Living Room concert hosted by Elton John is tomorrow night with Dave Grohl from The Foos and Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day. You can watch The Rock eat a cheat meal live on Instagram tomorrow at 5. Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers started a book club on Instagram. And then Post Malone and Gronk are going to play virtual beer pong for charity. So there's plenty of things to keep you occupied. But I got to tell you, this is like my favorite thing. Every night, 8:30, we meet in my war room. We have a cocktail. We hang out. We get to talk about music or talk about whatever it is that we want to talk about. And at least we all feel a little bit less alone. So you guys are awesome. As I always say, thank you to all of the workers. Thank you, as Mr. Rogers once said, look for the helpers. So to all of the helpers, the medical personnel, the first responders, the truck drivers, the people working in all of the stores, the utility crews, the delivery people, everybody that's out there making it so the rest of us can just stay the hell out of the way and stay healthy. You guys are awesome. Don't lick anything weird. I know it's Saturday night and you're at home, half in the wrapper, watching Tiger King, but just try not to lick anything weird. Wash your damn hands. Stay healthy, everybody. Check on your family and your neighbors and your loved ones. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out in the war room. Ooh, I just spit. Sorry. Thanks for hanging out in the war room with me. See you tomorrow.